They didn't go and access healthcare.
Okay.
Kept the costs down. They would have raised the rates based on.
Good evening and welcome to the October 11th edition of the Litchfield Selectmen meeting. We'd like to start tonight's meeting off by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. So would everyone please rise? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. All right. So let me find my page here. All right. So we'll go right into that. Public input will occur no earlier than 6:45 p.m. We'll start with a review and approval of consent items. I better put my glasses on. I don't want to get the numbers wrong. Andrew will be all mad at me. We have an AP manifest for October 5th of $125,121.03, and for October 12th of $99,204.21. We have a PR manifest for October 7th of $59,280.61. And we have an intent to cut state forest. Does anyone have anything else?
The cut form is there.
Yep.
We're going to sign it.
Cut form is here. We all need to
Make
sign
a
it.
motion that we approve it.
We have a motion by Mr. Lynch.
Second.
Second by Mr. LaSalle's. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Mr. LaSalle's?
Aye.
I am all. Kim?
Yep, aye.
Mr. Lynch?
Aye.
Aye. I am also an aye. Motion carries 4-0. Under additional business, I'm going to make a motion to allow Chairman Weber to join the meeting remotely if he can. He is out right now, but he may be able to join us later.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All right, Mr. LaSalle's?
Aye.
Kim?
Aye.
Aye.
And I am also an aye. Motion carries 4-1. All right. Under business, we have the September 27th minutes. Does anybody have any?
I have one correction.
Okay.
Page 3, the third paragraph. Selectman Queenan asked when Affinity should review the town of Litchfield's ordinances. It says Mr. Lynch stated that she would provide the information to Affinity. It should be Ms. Queenan stated that she should provide them. So change it from Mr. Lynch to Ms. Queenan. And that's all.
All right.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes as corrected.
We have a
Second.
motion. We have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, Mr. Lynch?
Aye.
Mr. LaSalle's?
Aye. You're confused.
Aye.
I am also an aye. Motion carries 4-1. Oh yeah, I'm going to throw you guys all over the room tonight. We're going to have some fun. Next on the docket, as we can tell by our standing room only crowd, we have a police officer appointment. Officer Taylor Desitel, or Desitel. Which is it?
It's Desitel.
Desitel. Well, that's tricky.
It's like Wi-Fi says wifey.
We'll turn it over to Chief Sergeant.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Not my fault. No tickets, please.
Good evening, Mr. Leary, honorable board members, Town Administrator Brown. Thank you for your time and thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. It is my pleasure and it's my honor to introduce and present to you Taylor Desitel. Less than a month ago, Taylor applied to the police department. Since that time, she has participated in our hiring process. The hiring process, as I've explained to the board before, for a certified officer consists of a physical agility test, an oral board interview before a 3-member oral board panel, an extensive background investigation, a medical and psychological exam, and an interview meeting with the chief of police. I'm extremely pleased to report to you that Taylor passed each phase of the hiring process with flying colors. And what I'd like to do is just highlight a few things that stood out to me during this process. First, when Taylor submitted her application, her resume and cover letter, I caught something that she wrote, and I'd like to share it with the board. Taylor wrote, "I am seeking a progressive agency that aligns with the personal and professional values that I hold and hope to grow on. And as I'm sure we're all well aware, in southern New Hampshire, there is very few police departments that are not recruiting officers, certified and new officers. And I believe the towns that surround us are all hiring. And what I'd like to share is that Taylor had the opportunity to apply to other departments. She could have applied to several departments. She applied to the Litchfield Police Department because this was the department that she researched and she believed aligned with her personal and professional values. When Captain Scotty spoke with Taylor over the phone, he was trying to arrange her physical agility test. He asked her when she would be available in the next week or two. Taylor responded, "I'll be there in an hour." She was prepared and ready to go. Taylor's oral board was unique. She did an outstanding job, but what we learned about Taylor is she's very candid. At the completion of that oral board, we felt as we knew who she was. We understood her vision, what community policing practices she would embrace, how she would police as a member of our team. It was an excellent experience. She did a fantastic job, and that really stood out to me. During the background investigation, Captain Scotty had the opportunity to speak with one of her captains. He shared one of his experiences with Taylor where they were working at a community event. His family had flown in. Taylor did not know that his family was there. And she spent a lot of time speaking with them, again, not knowing that it was the captain's family. They went back to the captain and spoke about how community-oriented Officer Desitel was. These are things that we look for our officers. It was really exciting to hear that and know that that's how she polices, with and for the community. Taylor knew the mission statement. This knowledge and understanding of our mission statement is critical to any new hire. It's the foundation of our police department, and it's what I am asking her to live. Our mission statement in her professional life and also to expand it into her personal life. Throughout the process, Taylor demonstrated professionalism, preparedness, community policing practices, and honorable service as a law enforcement professional, which I've shared with the board and you all before in the community. Those are the 4 key points to our mission statement. To share a little bit about Taylor's personal life, Taylor resides in the town of Derry with her husband Kyle and their son Griffin. Kyle is seated behind me, and Griffin sounds like he went outside to play with the trucks. But I had a great opportunity earlier to meet Kyle and talk with him. I've got to meet Griff a couple of times, and very, very great family. Taylor's been employed by the Derry Police Department for approximately the last 2 years. Derry is where she began her law enforcement career. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in Environmental Studies. She earned that degree from the University of Vermont. She's an avid skier. She skied her entire life, and she continues to ski recreationally. While she was in college, she was a ski instructor where she trained national level athletes who are competing to join the U.S. ski team. She has a black belt in Taekwondo. In her free time, when she's not spending time with Kyle and Griff, she enjoys outdoor activities such as hiking, mountain biking, and surfing. I'm excited for Taylor to become an active member of our community. And I'm extremely excited for her to join our police department and Team Litchfield. With that, I would respectfully ask for your support and approval to appoint Taylor as a full-time police officer. I appreciate your time, and Taylor and myself are happy to answer any questions that you have.
I'd like to thank you for your interest in coming to this town. Been here a long time, and we have a great police department. You are joining a outstanding group of individuals. They're not the prettiest, but they are very good.
We've never claimed to be.
Does anybody have anything they'd like to?
Welcome to Litchfield.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you.
you.
Going from Derry to here is nice. Hope your travel time's gonna be shorter for you. Welcome.
I like candid, I like community oriented, and I like you have a black belt.
And that tells us a lot, guys.
Yes. No, it's serious, yeah. A lot of work.
Once again, great job. Great job, guys.
Thank you,
All of
Mr. Lear.
All of you, and thank you for everything.
So if the board would make a motion after that's approved, I would be honored to do the swearing in of Taylor and the presentation of her Litchfield badge.
I'll make a motion to accept the ring.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, Mr. LaSalle's.
Aye.
Ms. Queenan.
Aye.
Mr. Lynch.
Aye.
I am also an aye. Motion carries 400. Welcome to Litchfield.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we'll stand up, Taylor. We'll have you stand over here. So
Yes.
they don't want to sit here.
We're not signing. We're not done signing yet.
Taylor, if you please raise your right hand. I, and repeat after me. I, Taylor Desitel,
I, Taylor Desitel,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform all the duties
discharge and perform all the duties
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as a full-time police officer
as a full-time police officer,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeably to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
agreeably to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on the team.
Thank you.
And Kyle is going to present Taylor with her Litchfield Police Department badge.
Oh, sweet.
Congratulations. Not too tight.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
Very good.
We have a little setup outside with some refreshments, and we're happy to leave some if you have a late night, and we'll keep the noise down. But thank you again for your support, and we appreciate your time.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
Enjoy. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome to town. Is there anything we can do to help you out? Let us know, okay? He's got my cell number.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Welcome to town.
Nice to meet you all.
Very good.
Ben, you want me to keep this? Do you want to hold on to it?
Oh, no, I'll take it. You got her to sign.
Get the badge.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Signed off pretty quick. Good.
Okay. Well, that was fun. All right.
That's the veterans group here.
Yes, next on the agenda, we have a Veterans Activities Update. And we have some veterans here from the Litchfield Veterans Association. And they want to do some work for the town. Come on forward, gentlemen.
Worry, sir.
You want to have two chairs?
Worry. We got three. We'll get.
Yep,
Grab a
we'll
chair.
grab another chair, pull it right up.
Pull it right up.
Awesome. Yeah, Mr. Bobby Jocks. And Bobby, will you introduce your cohorts?
Yeah, Brian, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Brian Pennock,
You spent how many years in the Air Force?
24.
Beautiful.
Steve?
Steve O'Neill over on Lockville Drive, 8 years active, 24 in the Guard.
Very good. Thank you for your service.
I'm Bobby Jacques. I spent 30 years active duty.
Thank you.
So
Welcome.
first of all, thank you for letting us come here tonight, to kind of share with you some of our things. We kind of got together about 2 years ago when we were really rolling prior to COVID. And then we were out there getting ready to do great things, and COVID came, and all of a sudden we had to just stop. So we just got the group back together again. This is our second meeting. Really, we want to thank the fire department and the folks over there because they let us use the community room, and we have our meetings once a month on Saturday. And we've increased our numbers, and you've probably seen us if you live in Litchfield. We were out the dump a couple weeks ago, signing up new members for our program. We're over 75, almost 80 people. It looks like we had about another 5 people. So our goal is a couple hundred. That's what we're trying to reach to everybody, because not only are we going to want to do things within the town, but we also have brought a lot of people from the veterans organization. A lot of veterans really don't know what a lot of the things they can get as far as help and support. So if I could, I'd just like to kind of go through this if you all would like me to do that. First, I'd like to define what a veteran is. I think sometimes people have a different concept what a veteran is. A veteran is a person who served in the active military, naval, or air service and who has been discharged or released under conditions other than honorable. So, and any veteran who has served directly in combat is defined as a war veteran. So a lot of people have a difference of what a veteran really is. Active duty members are not considered veterans because they're still serving. Veterans Day is a day to honor those who serve complete military service. So the Litchfield Veterans Group is interested in adopting a couple of things. The 3A flag program that Ms. Jewett began, and we all agreed that the flags need to be replaced. It's my understanding that the town will help support the venture. The Veterans Group discussed this, and they would like to purchase a better quality flag and brackets to promote longevity, and I've already researched that. The veterans would also like to assist in installation and displaying the flag just before Memorial Day and take them down after Veterans Day. And that will give the opportunity to repair or replace them throughout the season when necessary. This will be whatever you could want to support, whatever you do have. In addition, we'll do that. What amount of funds are available for this project within the town? I've got a couple of emails. There's some money there. There's some money that I don't know if the money is long-term or if it's a short-term venture, but regardless, we want to make this a project that Steve O'Neill and 2 or 3 of the folks, we all have different committees. Steve's going to spearhead that committee, and we'd like to go ahead and go forward with that for the future. So if you say I have $1,500 and it's a one-time deal, well, we want to go ahead and expand it because I think what the emails that I've seen was 32 flags. We'd like to go to 54 flags or something like that. Is that correct? Something in there?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, exact number, but we want to, what I've heard from the community is to try to run the flags down 3A from Pinecrest all the way up to Hillcrest.
And it's 50, I think it's 54.
Yeah.
It does not really matter what the cost is. We want to do that. That's the important thing. At no cost to the town. But if there is monies that can help support it, we'd be more than happy to take that. And we know that, had we had talked, that we have some guys in the bucket truck, but we have a committee, like we talked about before, that'd be more than happy to go ahead and help support that, help them when they get ready to put them up there, whatever we have to do to get the flags on the poles to make it all work. That's what we want to do. And I'm told they're great guys. So and we got great veterans. So we're all in there, right? And we're also going to do a Litchfield a veterans group. We're also going to have a raffle here in the near future to raise a lot of the sports, some monies. We have a finance committee that we've already put forth. We're working even with Terry, and my wife has talked to her about setting up a 501c3. So we're trying to go ahead and bridge that gap across the way. So the venture we're going to do, we're going to have the raffle as a Mac Jones autographed full-size helmet in a glass case, a Bobby Orr hockey stick, and a David Ortiz bat. All of them are going to be with letters of authenticity. Tickets are $20, and I'm sure you all want to buy lots of tickets. So we're gonna make them available to you. One of the most heartfelt goals was to get the flag poles and American flags to our cemeteries to honor our veterans buried there. However, we received an email from Mr. Larry today, understanding the fact about the cemetery trustees and all the different things that they're doing, and it kind of put a damper on there. Because initially what we were going to do is, in this fundraiser that we were going to do, is we were going to raise $7,000. That's what it was going to cost. It's going to cost $2,500 for a 30-foot flag, plus $500 to ship them, and then have the company come and install it. So Mr. O'Neill is going to, Steve is going to kind of give you a copy of, he went out and did a site survey. You have to understand these veterans were kind of like, we roll up and trying to get these things. He had his drone out there, took a picture of all that, kind of showed everything, and then we found out about what we could and could not do. So we're going to do, we're going to do scholarships for kids. We're going to work that. We have 3 or 4 people that are going to be on that scholarship committee. And another venture that we're going to do, and we're working at, is veterans helping veterans. You got people within the town that, really sometimes they need help. And, a lot of veterans, I'll be honest with you, I was in Vietnam. People don't reach out. They don't really want to go ahead and have anybody help them. But we know that people need support. We know people need help. So we're going to be available for them. So like small jobs, and we're not going to do like, the big makeover. We're going to come in there and do the whole house over again. And Brian's going to cut everything down. But we know the guy that's a painter, and he's really good. So he probably knows people that are electricians.
I could use some help.
And he knows electricians and we got yard work guys and everything else. So we're going to reach out and kind of do those things to make things better. I got to tell you, these guys and gals that are in the program that we started, I don't know if it's because of post-COVID, but the train's running fast. And I know sometimes, I think if we talked, you said the train's running pretty quick. Well, that's the way we operate. We only get a certain amount of time and we want to get it done, and that's what we want to do. So you'll see that happen. And Brian and Steve and everybody here really wants to make a difference. And we have them from Korean War vets all the way to the guys that just get out of the military, Vietnam guys like me and other people. We all want to make a difference, and that's what we're all about. So we came back way before, and we had this hat. We wanted to do it with the logo, and we had all this other concern. So we came up with our own. We got the American flag. It's going to be bigger because the guys want it. We're going to put, it's going to be a bigger hat. But we have a couple here. If you want it, with $15. I just wanted you to know they're for sale. And Mr. Larry and Rich, if you want one, we'd be more than happy to go ahead and make that available for you tonight. But we're going to make it available for people. And on the back of the hat, it says freedom. That's what it's all about. That's what we did. We came, we served, and we live in a great community. I've been here 26 years, and it's on me. I go back, I tell my wife, I go to the dump all the time. And if for 26 years, I've been looking at over the cemetery and said, why don't we have a flagpole? Why don't we do this? I don't know what happened. It just woke up one day and said, it's time we get the guys together and gals together. So that's where I said, that's what we're all about. And we want to make a difference. Steve, you want to come up here and kind of talk about that? Anybody have any questions for me?
Thanks for everything you do.
Well, we want to have fun.
You
Steve, you're going to sit here.
Great job. Need a handout?
You want me to share? You want me to share?
The choice of words.
What?
You want it?
You want to share? I can share, yeah.
Oh, this is the.
Oh, you've seen that? Okay.
Yeah, so
Try one?
what we propose to do at both Pinecrest and Hillcrest was to site a 30-foot flagpole.
Yeah.
Need to see what's going on,
Obviously,
too.
that's going to run into, we understand that the plots that are available, the future plots are going to conflict with that. So we need to deconflict that if there's any way we can do that at this point. Understand that it may be improbable. But
Could I stop you there for a minute? I don't quite understand that. We don't bury people right up against the fence, do we?
yeah, I was out there
One of
today.
Pinecrest.
It's,
Not mine, just Hillcrest, I
Hillcrest,
was told
they're
they
close.
really stacked them
Hillcrest
in.
is very
pretty
close.
Tight, yeah,
There's no space around there, and all the plots are taken.
yeah.
And there's no land to get any more space as of present.
Well, how about on the street right away, outside? the
They're
fence?
right next to the fence, going all the way down through there.
But if they go on the outside, is that what you're saying?
Put the flagpole on the roadside. What, I mean,
There's not much space there. It's real close to the fence.
You have a drawing?
no, but I'm saying,
Yeah, I know.
Kevin, you're not hearing me.
Okay.
Outside the fence,
On
toward the
roadside.
road. Why couldn't we put it there? Right next to the,
Tombs.
no, right next to the gate.
There's grave sites on the west side of that. And there's tombs right up against the fence. On the east side, there's a little green spot in there. But I believe that some of those have been taken in that area. But it's my feeling, Rich, that the Hillsbury, the cemetery trustees are not being negative towards it. They just know the Hillcrest is very little space. As for the Pinecrest one, it's a little different.
Do you understand what I'm saying though?
Yeah, he's talking about putting it between the fence and the road.
Yeah, well,
The street.
I understand. It's right here.
Yeah.
These are taken all the way through here.
Yep.
This, I believe, is taken as well. There's no real space in here between the fences. There's only 3 or 4 feet.
We're not burying people outside the fence. We're not burying people outside. If we are, we got a problem.
No, we're not burying outside the
Okay,
fence.
so why can't we put the flagpole outside the fence?
That is to be in the right of way.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, it's a state right of way.
It's a town road.
Hillcrest is a state
It's a
road.
state road. It's actually
Oh,
a state road.
jeez.
Welcome to
You'd have to
history.
get permission from the state.
yeah, I could see that being a snow removal problem as well.
Yeah, well,
Take out a
plow
brand
trucks
flagpole.
don't. They love mailboxes.
What we learned is that, we were concerned. We went out and bought 80 flags here not too long ago and said, well, we'll get ready for Veterans Day. We'll make sure they have it. Then we found out when we got the letter from you today. And I know you send them, or I think Mr. Weber did send them a request 2 years ago, but when COVID came, everything stopped, And we bought the flags. We said, well, we'll Steve was going to be in the committee, had this all worked out. They're going to do wreaths across America. So we get wreaths for Christmas and do that whole thing. And, he said he closed it on such and such, and we want to do that, but, we don't want to impede in the trustee, but we're not here to take their jobs from them. We just want to support our guys and gals that are buried in the cemetery. That's what we want. That's
I think it's important that you make contact with the cemetery trustees, get scheduled to be before them at one of their meetings, and talk about what it is you want to do. And I would encourage you to ask them to get out and do a site visit and walk around the two cemeteries, because I'm kind of feeling the same way Rich is. A flagpole, the footprint of a flagpole, it can't be with the footing and everything. It can't be much more than 4 feet.
It's
3 feet.
It's actually less than that. It's a 3
And
foot diameter.
you're not telling me that there's not some location in both cemeteries where we could put a flagpole that would be displayed properly for everyone to enjoy.
And the site, if I may, if the folks that we're going to install them, if we get this done, they're going to come out and site it with whomever and make sure they say, okay, this is where it goes. Okay, fine. They'll put it up, boom, boom, done.
But the cemetery trustees,
I understand.
they hear this kind of through emails and whatever, and so their initial reaction is going to be,
Well, we have
So I think that's what you need. You
they
need
were
to
pretty-
meet with
They were
them.
pretty candid on their response, and I sent it out to all 80 veterans today, just so they know, because we were this way, and
In my mind, his choice of words is currently not feasible now. So it is feasible.
Yeah, I think it's just you need to meet with them, and you need to do a site visit with them.
How often do they meet?
Once a month, I believe, but they're a small group and they can meet.
They're
They
elected
can create a
officials.
special meeting.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
They're elected.
And I did invite them to come tonight, and I know at least Jody is not in town, so she couldn't make it.
if Steve, if we could get them and so we can meet with them, because that's his committee, so,
Mhm.
we have several committees and they're doing it, what I mean, so this way,
Yeah.
we kind of frame it and everybody's got it, and, we got,
Yeah.
they're gonna get together, and hopefully we can,
We've got the drill.
we just don't want to take
Yeah.
nobody's thunder away, we just
Yep.
don't want to do that. Rich, I appreciate that.
The Pinecrest has got some, that's one area. I know these all my life. And the Hillcrest I know is very, very tight.
I did walk both today.
Yeah.
And between the flat stones that are proximate to the fence,
You got it.
proximate to the roads, there truly isn't a lot of real estate.
No,
But I'm guessing, the sleeve it goes in is only a 6x6, a 6x6 tube. And so conceivably, you only need 6x6.
You got your wires and you got the wires beside the road on that side of the street.
Right,
too.
right.
So you've got to take that in consideration. And there's probably, I recommend you sit down with the trustees. They're elected officials, just like we are.
Understand?
I think they're not against it. They just want to be logical because we don't have much space left. Okay. And today, everybody's getting a little jars. They're changing, like the good old days. So, I know I dug many graves up there when I was a kid.
I think I think when I talked with some of them in the past, the concern would be, so just be ready to have a discussion with them. I don't know if the cemetery closes a certain part of the year,
It does, winters, yeah.
because I think the fire department's in charge when flags go to half staff and up, that kind of thing. So
Even boots.
that might be something that just to talk about that has to be done. And I think, I'm trying to remember, I think they said, and you would know this more than me, the American flag is supposed to be lit all the time, especially at night.
Right.
So
We
that
have-
would
we have a
have
solar-
to be,
solar option.
We're gonna do a
Looked
solar
at?
option, yes.
so just make sure their concerns are, when you talk with them. I think that
Everything we're
was maybe the two
proposing is
major
all
ones,
commercial
that
quality.
half staff, can they get in there safely? If they close, I don't know if they close. And then
Yeah, getting to the flag is not going to be an issue.
in the winter,
Okay,
it won't
and
be.
no, it won't, because look at the one in the historical society, all those flags there. No one shovels a path through them. They put on
You
their
mean in front of
boots.
the old town hall?
Yeah.
Yeah, that old light has a
Yeah,
problem.
that
I gotta
light
look
has
at an
got
LED for that, yeah.
But-
But they were talking about protocol. So as long as you can handle that and have a discussion.
It was
And
all
then the
gonna-
real
that was
estate's
all
the
gonna
other
be
issue.
same, yes.
That can be discussed too when you sit down with them on the protocol to help them out too. Just like,
You know a little about protocol, right?
I wasn't gonna say that, 30 years.
Troy, how much did the flagpole out here cost us? In front, you know?
That was an extra special one.
It was, yeah, it was,
You got the bill.
yeah, I want to say it was close to $6,000.
Yeah.
We had it was an insurance claim, and it was a special order because of the footing that was underground. I don't know, but
How long is this one out here?
I think it's a 30 footer.
30 footer.
So it's
More.
similar to what you guys are
That's what we're
proposing.
proposing at 30 foot.
30 footer. The reason why I say that, I mean, I still work with Hanscom Air Force Base. I work for the installation commander, her special advisor. I do all those purchases and stuff like that. So I work with the people in the city, and they could get the flagpole for $2,500
Okay.
each, right? $500 because they got to go ahead and ship them, right? And then they'll come in and install it for $500. So all in, $3,500, all done with the flag and the light, and it's all one piece. So there's a button that you open and you bring it up and down. It's all internalized, so it doesn't get halyards and stuff are not going to get all messed up outside. So it's real simple, real easy. And they would cite it, and we thought about getting better. So we ain't doing that. We're not going to put it up. We'll let them put it up, and they're all good. They put up flagpoles all over at Hanscom Air Force Base for me, so they're a really great company.
Perfect.
Good.
So
But
this-
the other thing is about the flagpoles. So if we get some type of, I know we got a couple emails, but
Right.
we just need to know going forward, because what we want to do is, as we do our fundraisers, and we have that all put together with Steve and his guys, we want to buy them, get them all done.
You're talking about along 3A.
Absolutely, all of it. We're doing the whole thing. No Mickey Mousing around. Get it all done. And whatever money you got, you take it.
Yeah. Like, and so, we have Veterans Day coming up fairly quickly, and we took the flags down because they were in poor shape. I don't know. You were mentioning that you're going to be doing some research to see if we can get a better quality
I do.
pole.
I already have it done. And
You get it done,
these are not going to be, these will be commercial grade, and I'm going to get them for $75 complete. They're $125. They're going to give us a spec. We're not going to go. I mean, I understand. I told you I would talk to you, but it's better than this other alternative. Trust me. And it's not going to be. Not going to break all down.
Good.
And as it goes, because the funding will be there, the flags look tattered. I know what's up Litchfield will tell us that, but I mean, we'll have our people look at that, and we'll make sure we replace them through the year. So this way here, it's not like one and done. Oh, we'll get you in November. We're not.
Right.
You'll have a lot of sets of eyes on them.
So that's good. I mean, just work with me, and we'll try to
Absolutely.
get them purchased and get them installed this year. And
So what kind of funding may be available?
talk to me.
Okay.
Talk to me. Let's
We'll
figure
do
out
that.
what we
Okay.
got.
The
And
day off.
He's very tight. He'll squeak, but bring some WD-40.
put it up a little.
May I ask another question on this letter from Jody, I believe? Are you still interested in the cemetery behind the old Presbyterian church?
No.
Okay, so I'm just trying to
last
address her concerns here. And then what about the cleaning of the markers? Was that,
Oh, if you read that, they said they've gone to the people who's there and are cleaning them and stuff like that there. So
Yeah.
if they're going to continue that, then I would say we would not do that.
okay. Because I think she said you could, if you wanted, because you're doing a lot. I see 5 things here already to do a fundraiser to help that.
I think Steve wants to do is you wanted to go ahead and put wreaths on with all of it.
Yeah,
we could do that.
if it's closed, maybe even just one large wreath at each
Oh,
gate
a
or
wreath,
something.
On the gate or
Something,
something.
Okay.
we don't want to say just no and cut it off. We want
Right.
to have some other alternative.
Okay.
That's
I
possible.
think that's a fantastic idea.
Is there a record of the veterans in the cemeteries?
I think Stephen must have it because don't they do the markers on
They
them?
do markers, yep. But some of them graves go back to the 1700s. So there might not be a way to know.
I think maybe check with Stephen Kalawa.
Stephen Callow would be the one to
Yeah.
check with, and I can check with him.
But they said that they have a marker by each veterans.
Yep.
And they put a flag
Mhm.
on Veterans Day.
Yep.
By
Boy
them.
Scout.
We bought them because we didn't know.
Okay,
That's what we've done that for years here. And before Memorial Day, the kids,
Warren used to do.
okay, the kids used to do it. I was one. When we used to have to go change out the old flags.
Right.
We did that before Memorial Day.
Now you just have older kids.
Okay, no, they're just
Still kids, just old.
Well, I think what the concern was, or what the thought was when we asked the question to Mr. Weber and Mr. Larry, and nobody seemed to know how many veterans were there and who did it. They said somebody did it part-time, sometimes, but there wasn't a consistent group that was
We'd
going
like
to
to,
do
we'd
it.
like to make that commitment.
We like, yeah, to make that
If
commitment.
that's possible.
Yeah.
And that's something that, when you meet with the cemetery trustees, and that's the key point, is your points are very good. And maybe they already have a list of some of the stuff that you're looking for. Okay?
It's,
I'm good. They're good. I'm good.
Thank you.
Do we need a motion?
Not really.
I don't know that we need.
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
Just to tell them.
you know, this board really, like they've said, you're dealing with an elected board that oversees the cemeteries, and you really need to meet with them and try to discuss these issues. With the flags on 3A, let's start communicating tomorrow and get this moving.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
Thank you, fellas.
We can give them
And
our
we'll
blessing.
have the tickets available for you soon.
Raffle tickets?
More than happy to get
How,
those.
how much did you make in the last raffle?
The last raffle we just did for the people, because of the pandemic was there, in 8 weeks, they raised $30,000.
Outstanding.
However,
It's very doable.
we're also going to propose, as we talked to the guys and gals the other day, we're going to have the first annual Litchfield Golf Classic. I'm going to talk to the golf
Litchfield
course.
residents?
Anybody.
Anybody?
I'm all
Just a
about the
Litchfield
money.
Classic.
We're all about the money,
All
buddy.
about the money.
All about the
So
money.
that was a closed community too. We couldn't sell outside that Hanscom community.
Yep,
So
yep.
we can open it up to a wider.
That brings
audience.
in more vets.
We'll definitely bring more money in for scholarships and things of that nature.
Very nice. Outstanding.
Yeah, we want to do as much as we can to give, you spend 24, 30 years in the military, 25 years, and then you finally put roots here, when I bought my home 26 years ago, I said, I'm not moving anymore. I've been moving enough, and I commute back and forth. I taught high school for 16 years in Lowell, and I retired from teaching there. And, my whole thing is, I feel that this is my life. Part of my life is Litchfield, and we all talk about that.
Right.
We want to give
It's been
back.
amazing how many veterans have actually come to the table.
Yeah, and give back.
I didn't think it would happen, to be honest with you, but it's been pretty amazing.
It's good, yeah,
Once the word gets out,
Yeah.
folks come on in.
and they all want to
He's
give
a
back
hall.
in their own way.
I'm sorry?
What you need is a hall now, right?
Well, we are. We are. In fact, we only can have 30 or 35 people over at the fire station, and Mr. Weber already sent us the paperwork, and we got it ready. We're going to have one more meeting, and then we're going to Talent.
Town hall? Yep. You can fit a lot more in there.
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding.
Oh, yeah, you will.
So we're
Clean up the old
If
firehouse.
y'all
and
would
make
like to
that a
come,
community.
we'll give you the invite. If you want to come by
I'd
and
love to do
talk
that.
to the folks, be more than happy to. And we have all services, so.
Just to share how much support we probably have in the town. A few of us sat at the dump, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yep.
How many people stopped their cars? Here's some money.
You say hi.
It was amazing how many people wanted to give us money.
Yeah, we didn't want money.
We didn't take any money, obviously.
You use that for
Yeah,
information.
we were
This
just
is
trying
a
to sign up
very
members.
patriotic community.
So I was really impressed with that. I truly was. So now we'll have to go back asking for money.
Just hold up a sign that says, okay, now.
Would you paint one for us, please?
I will. You don't mind my.
You good to go, Bob?
So I have one question.
Yes,
When our committee for scholarships get ready, they're going to kind of work this out. As a teacher, and I know before we had to get all the scholarships in by October or so, November. I don't know if that's the same thing. Is there a point of contact that I can have so I can pass it on to them, who they should talk to about scholarships?
Within the school?
In the
Within the
school.
school or with
In the school.
We can get that information for you.
Okay.
We will.
That'd be good. And we even talked about having other scholarships within the community, but
It all depends how fundraising goes.
yeah, like it could be for policemen, whatever, first responders, or, whatever it may be, and if we can support other things, then, we'd ask you all to just let us know.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Not that this isn't important for this ballgame.
Thank you for
Baseball game.
everything you
Okay,
do.
well,
Thank you for everything,
thank you.
gentlemen. Thank you.
Do you want to buy your hat tonight?
I do.
Okay, well, if you want the money, I'll come buy it.
Yeah. You know where I live? Okay, perfect. Ring paint.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, gentlemen.
Hey, take care. Have a good night.
All right. Next up, what's that?
I do public comment and then we'll do.
Yeah, we should
public
do.
hearing on
we should
roads.
do. We're going to open it up for public comment because we're late. Is there any members of the public that would like to come forward? No? Seeing it says
Is there
none,
anybody online?
okay. We will close public input.
Is anybody
We'll
in the
move
back?
on to road acceptance. We have Weatherstone Road, Horizon Drive, and Graylock Circle. Mr. Brown, I guess this is you.
Okay. So I think we've all aware of this development. It's been going on for the past few years. We have been contacted by the planning staff, the Lou Karen, the engineer, our road agent, been working with our legal counsel. We everything is ready to be accepted by the town. We posted this public hearing. We have sent a letter to all the residents that live on Weatherstone, Horizon Drive, and Graylock at the advice, it's not required by law, but at the advice of legal counsel to give them notification. I'm not sure if someone's here because of that letter. Okay. So we would accept this evening. Again, everything's in place. There will be about $100,000 performance bond that will remain in place for 2 years. And if there's no deficiencies in the road, which there shouldn't be because we've been involved in the design of it and we've inspected it from day one. But if there are any deficiencies, then that bond would be used to repair the road.
So Karen's all set with he wrote something up, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
You have anything you'd like to add?
No,
Just here? Okay, very well.
So I think officially we'll just open the public hearing at 7:15.
Okay.
If there's, you want for the record, do you want to introduce your name and
Yeah, come on up.
just
Come on up.
it'd be good because we never have anyone come for our public hearings and to have an official, you have a
Sure.
homeowners association?
Yes, we have
Okay.
an HOA. My name is Michelle Zayas. I live at 27 Weatherstone.
Okay.
I'm one of the two directors of the board.
Okay.
And I am here on behalf of our little neighborhood.
Nice.
Are you new to Litchfield?
I am. We've been here for 2 years now. We love it. Thank you. Best decision we ever made.
Good for you.
What at a better time too to know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also a realtor, so yes.
It's a beautiful neighborhood.
It is. We're so fortunate, especially given the pandemic. We've been fortunate to have some great families that live around us that we could really bond with during this time.
You have children, right?
Yes, I have 2.
A lot of kids in the neighborhood.
There are quite a few. Yes, it's great. There's even more babies and more pregnancy announcements. So it's great to see our little development
That's
growing.
wonderful.
Very good.
I don't know. I didn't communicate with the school department prior to this
Okay.
hearing, but the thought occurred to me that someone made comments that right now the school buses are not allowed to go down those
Correct.
roads.
That's what
So
we're
you're waiting at the end
waiting
of the
for
street.
this.
I don't know if we accept the road tonight, how quickly the school changes that
Yeah.
policy, if it's a whole year or if it's, I don't know. I'm not
Once
sure.
it gets approved, I can contact Michelle Flynn at the school department to see about that process. But it is what it is for now. We're just happy to see this going through.
Okay.
It builds character.
Yeah, it's a general procedure all the time. This is the way it's done until the town accepts the road. We got the 2-year bond on the rest of it. Once that gets out, the bus schedules, they can readjust them to get them down. Cause I know it goes back and away back there. So it's a good walk.
It's a nice half mile exactly around the big loop, and
We always want to stress exercise.
it's great.
Okay.
Well, then, so we just need a motion to accept the roads?
Close the public hearing and then accept the motion to accept.
So move.
We're going to close public hearing first.
So moved.
I make a motion, we close the public hearing.
We have a motion from Mr. LaSalle's.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Lynch. All those in favor? Mr. LaSalle's?
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney?
Aye.
Ms. Lynch?
Right hand
I'm
side.
also an aye. Motion carries 4-0-0.
I make a motion, we accept Weatherstone Road, Horizon Drive, and Graylock Circle.
This town roads, perfect.
I'll second it.
She had her hand up first.
I didn't see it.
We have a motion by Mr. LaSalle's and a second by Ms. Queenan. All those in favor? Mr. LaSalle's?
Aye.
Ms. Queenan?
Aye.
Mr. Lynch?
I
I'm also an aye. Motion carries 4-0-1.
didn't hear it.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Officially.
You're on the.
Although it's not a bad walk.
No, it's not. Thanks again.
I remember walking to Alvern.
Did you miss the bus? You
No,
really
No,
had to walk.
They had split sessions the year that Alvern burnt. And
Mhm.
we had to go in at noontime. I mean, you could take the bus, but some of us played baseball, so we had to get there early. So I remember Lance Larrabee, who lived in the house that you're in now, and I used to, well, we hitchhiked sometimes. Well, we walked. That builds character
The hitchhiking is good for you.
back then. Don't recommend it now. Don't do it, people. Okay, next we have budget review and adjustments. Mr. Brown.
All right, just wanted to keep the board up to date on our progress with the budget committee. We've had 2 meetings. They both have gone, I believe they've gone extremely well. The budget committee at this point in time, just reviewing, asking questions, not taking any action. But sometimes the conversations that take place, you can tell that if there's something that they're a little concerned about, like to evaluate that and bring it back to this board. So I'll come back to that thought, but I wanted to also make everyone aware that our health insurance premium rates were released last Friday. And for the first time in my career, I've never had a reduction in health insurance rates. We were very fortunate to see our rates decrease 8.1%, which had a bottom line reduction of approximately just over $50,000 to our proposed budget. So that was a really nice surprise. And, we've just recently switched from a carrier to the Health Trust, which is, sort of part of that New Hampshire Municipal Association. And we've had some good stable rates and now this reduction. So it's worked out good for the last 3 years. The board had asked me, and I know that there are still departments reviewing that request, but I have received some feedback. The police department has gone through their budget and has offered to reduce the police department dispatch overtime by an additional $500. The recreation department, they were carrying $3,500 for some playground equipment upgrades, but they're going to take care of that this year. So that can actually be removed from the budget. And I'm still waiting on the electric rates and property liability and workers' comp insurance. So those are the 3 areas. But usually those 3 I'm expecting increases potentially, but nothing substantial. So the one thing I wanted to talk to the board about that I made an adjustment, sort of an administrative adjustment since the last time we met, to our fire department, fire station bond. One of the things I learned was that really the only way we can use our fire impact fees monies that we collect right now is a payment towards that bond. So we had about $67,000 of impact fees, and I made an adjustment to the budget, put in, I think, a reduction of $65,000, which really helped and decrease the bottom line of our proposed budget. But listening to a couple of concerns from the budget committee members, they were like, okay, this is great for this year, but what are you going to do next year? And what are you going to do the next year? Because if you go and reduce something by $65,000 this year, well, where's the $65,000 coming from next year? Which was a very valid point, and I actually think it would make more sense that we take the impact fees that we currently have, which I said is right around 67,000. Every time a new house is constructed in town, we're going to collect more impact fees. I'm thinking it might be a better approach that we plan on using $25,000 for impact fees in 2022, preserving that pot of money of the impact fees, and hopefully being able to get another 3 years, because we're going to be collecting funds, and be able to get like another 3 years out of that impact fee account. It would just help more with helping the bottom line this year, but also helps knowing that there's a funding source for next year and a funding source for the following, and just really help answer the concerns of the budget committee. I think it's just more responsible to do it that way.
I think it's a good idea. They might say it's still kicking the can down the road, but I think anything that we do to help reduce the bottom line of the budget it's worth it. I mean,
I'm going to bring up something that we don't have a large inventory of homes to be built.
We don't.
it's true.
No.
Okay, so you're not going to be collecting as much impact fees as you did recently. Okay, but
So the point that the budget committee raised, there was a couple of members that, raised the point, saying if you take all those impact fee funds in 2022, where are you going to get them in 2023?
Yep.
And so that's why, I'm thinking it's really better that we
Portion
just
of it,
use
not all of it.
25,000, and hopefully with a few houses, every year you're going to get some houses built. We don't have any subdivisions approved on record right
None.
now.
No,
Nothing,
I
is there?
don't, nothing in front of us.
nothing.
I mean, you have, I don't know what's going on with the riding stable.
Yeah, but it's not in front of us yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be a ways before that gets rolling.
I saw the other day that there are absolutely 0 houses for sale in Litchfield.
Yeah, they sold them all.
Isn't that amazing?
There's one.
Yeah, I think I saw
There's
one
one,
today.
there's one on Route 3A. Al Larrabee's old house in Sensitive Pines, the A-frame. That one has not been out there for a while. It is.
Going off course here a little bit. When he built that house, his initial idea was to have the house so that it would constantly rotate to face the sun.
They didn't-
Remember him telling me about that?
But he never cut the trees to see the sun.
No. Anyways, okay. I think it's a good idea, Troy. I have no problem with it. Does anybody else have any thoughts on that?
There's just not going to be a large increase coming
Yeah.
up. This just the way the market is right now.
I mean, the only other thing to do would be to set that aside for when they want to build get a fire engine or a new truck or something. But I'm okay with doing it here.
Good. So you're only going to do so much for the impact fee, but it's split up for everything, as you all know. You want a little bit of fire, a little bit of police, a little bit of this.
Yeah.
You just can't just take it and bring it from the school to bring it over here.
And if you were wondering why, because a fire engine could be a potential use of the impact fee, but there's no guarantee that the fire, when you ask the question, that it's going to be approved, and that's why I'm hesitant to dedicate a portion or all those impact fees towards the fire engine when we know that we have the fire station bond. These impact fees were collected. The number one priority was for a fire station.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
So I think that, and that puts you in a situation right now that if you wanted to look at where you are as far as a comparison to the net amount of tax you raised last year versus where you're at right now. Right now, you're $25,000 less than what you were budgeted for last year.
Okay.
The net after you calculate out all your revenues and everything like that, you're $25,000 less as proposed, subject to changes of insurance and energy and more discussions with the budget committee.
Okay. So where are we at as far as the tax cap goes now, and where do we need?
So right now, if you talk, the tax cap really is a calculation of, where you were, your net amount raised last year, net amount tax versus what you're proposing this year. So we're $25,000 below the tax cap.
So below the tax cap, okay.
Stay there.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could get it even further down, because
I agree.
one thing, when Mr. Schofield came to the budget committee, I mean, he said the tax cap is supposed to be the top, but that shouldn't be what we're aiming for. We should aim below it.
Oh, yes.
Which is perfect.
Oh, yeah.
sense.
I see we have an end meeting warning.
Oh, there we go. So, all right. Any other adjustments or anything, Troy, or is that it?
No, that's all I have right now.
Okay. Perfect. All right. That being said, we'll move on to other business. Is there any other business that anybody would like to bring forth?
Did you want to talk about the proposed water settlement?
That's on.
We're going to do that a little bit in
Oh, okay.
non-public.
Okay,
Okay. Very well.
my mistake.
Yep, no, that's all right.
No?
Right, so then we'll move on to town administrator and selectmen reports. Mr. Brown, you can go first.
All right.
You bet lead off well.
So we'll let the board know our capital improvements committee met last Monday, as we discussed here, and they very much interested in learning more about the ARPA funds, doing some research on what we can use them for, and coordinating that effort, not fully understanding that all they can do is put together a plan and bring it to this board with a recommendation and approval. They've decided that they will be meeting on, at least starting out, we're going to be meeting on a monthly basis, the first Monday of each month, all the way through to town meeting in March. And then we'll decide where we go from there. They want to reach back out to the boards and committees and department heads and take a look at the CIP that was adopted last year, ask for input or any adjustments that needs to be taken. Also, some of the things that we've been talking about as far as impact fees and the calculations, and some of the stuff that's gone back and forth with the library trustees and the use of their impact fees for the construction of the pavilion. There was a process that the town did. It was really through the planning board, because Chairman Mike Croto was there and he kind of explained to us the process that was followed. It took him about 2.5 years to develop a methodology which determined the impact fee amount that was charged per square foot of each home. And that's the work that Bruce Mayberry conducted. And I understand he was actually paid through a grant that the town had received back in those days. Well, Mr. Mayberry is going to be retiring at the end of this year and will not be available to assist us with our impact fee program. And we talked to Jay Minkara, who's the executive director of the Regional Planning Commission, and he believes that the Regional Planning Commission could do this work for us, and that it is time that we update that methodology based on the current, approved CIP plan. So that process, Jay is going to put together a proposal. It will start at the planning board level first, and eventually it will go to the CIP committee, and I think eventually to the Board of Selectmen.
Just want to announce the balloon has risen.
Still a big party out there. And then talking about impact fees, library impact fees, I had circulated around some information that we received from legal counsel, which as of right now, legal counsel is supporting the determination that Bruce Mayberry made about and regarding the use of impact fees to construct the pavilion, that it would not be an allowed use. However, legal counsel did conclude that if there was some additional data available in regards to growth, very specific numbers, I think that they're looking for, then, it could be looked at again. So the library trustees have informed me that they're working on that and they will be getting that data collected, and we'll see where it goes from there. So there's that issue may come back to this board if they can, pull together the data. Also, Christmas in Litchfield coming up soon. They have asked if they could have the celebration here at the municipal complex and do a tree lighting here. I know they did one at
Who
Roy
runs that?
Memorial Park last year, but
Who runs that?
Linda Peoples'
Oh, okay.
daughter,
Yeah.
Heather.
Okay, Heather, yeah, okay.
She's one of the members. There's a couple other. There's a big group.
There's a big group.
And so they just want. I don't foresee there being any issues other than just coordinating with police and fire for parking. Their initial thought was that they would park. Handicap parking would be here at the town office, and all other parking would be down at Sawmill, and people could just walk up the parking lot, walk up the
Park at
sidewalk.
the fire station?
I think they were just being sensitive to fire and police, making sure, like I said, we'll coordinate with them and
They're going to use the gazebo.
I believe they're going to decorate this up, and I don't know where they're going to put the tree for the tree lighting, but it would be somewhere here on the complex.
Very
So
nice.
they're not doing anything over at the other park? Didn't they
Yeah.
used to do a big one?
Used to do it Dara.
Dara,
Yeah, I know.
was
It
a
was
big
Dara
one.
last year, but it sounds like they.
Well, Dara was not last year. Dara was this year, was here last year because of the COVID. We weren't out of it.
Oh.
Okay. Dara is where they normally have it because you get a larger crowd. It was a smaller crowd. It wasn't as
Mhm.
condensed
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
okay, because a smaller event that went on.
Okay.
I wonder why they chose not to have it at there.
Hmm.
Because that's, there's more parking. You have the town hall, you have the playground and the fields, there's a shelter there also.
Pavilion, yeah.
I don't know if they're trying to, make, if it's that this is more of a town center that they're trying to create,
Could be.
and I don't know.
Well, that could be it. And plus, you want the tree how long are you going to let the tree there? You can't let the tree stand very long. It's gone next day. It's a tree lighting, but it's gone. Maybe they want to get a tree now that's set up, leave it lit.
Leave it lit for a while.
Okay, we're going to need to find that out.
Yep.
If that's the case, you could probably do it here or even there as well because it's close to the road.
Yeah.
Need to find this stuff
Find
out.
out, yeah.
I can reach back out to Heather and, I think you're okay with the concept, just wanted to know
Yep.
why are you not looking at Dara Pond? And where if you do it here, where do you want the tree? Where is the tree going to be,
Well, it's not really a real tree. Anytime they do it, it's just a trailer with a fake tree on it.
Is it?
Yeah, that's all it is. And the trailer, you keep it plugged in, okay, and display it somewhere, which is probably what they're trying to figure out. Yeah, here's a good place.
All right.
Okay.
We'll find these things out.
Yep.
We'll-
I'll follow back up.
But I think all in all, it's a good idea. Nothing wrong with a little festivity.
Next, Selectmen's, huh?
That's it for me.
That's it for you? Okay,
Yep.
perfect. So we'll do selectmen reports. And we'll let Ms. Queenie kick it off this time.
For the planning board representative, that's me. I'm going to report the same we reported last time. Other than the normal planning board activities, we are also continuing to work on our land use laws and our permitted uses. The next planning board meeting will be on Tuesday, October 19th at 7 o'clock here at the town hall. It'll also be a workshop for anybody interested in joining us as we look at the different options for land use laws and permitted uses. And we're focusing right now on the commercial areas of town. northern part and the 2 southern parts of town.
Yeah, that came up.
That came up. Just for NRPC, just briefly, I'll just say the next commissioner meeting will be held on Wednesday, December 15th, 7 PM. Location is not known at this point. And that's all I have.
So we'll go to Mr. Lynch.
Hi, it was Conservation Commission met last week. We were at the firehouse. Quite a new arrangement there. Okay, it was interesting. They went over some stuff. They did a study on what the people wanted. It was a good study. They even put it online to see what the numbers are, stuff like that, and what they wanted the people in this town, what they felt the town was looking for in open space and conservation land and farmland. It was quite a nice report done. It's online.
Yep, I saw it.
Okay.
From Jay, yeah. Really, really informative.
Yep. As for that, there was a concern for what they spray along the school there to kill the weeds.
Roundup.
It's Roundup, and it's not a big problem, but it needs to be done once in a while, or else we get somebody who can cut brush.
Do they spread that all the way back to the swale, like at Griffin?
They did it right along the edge there, and along the fencing, Okay, because the bittersweet's coming up.
Oh, yeah. That stuff is horrible.
That was, I lost my lilacs because of that this year. That's all I have to say.
All right, Heritage Commission, Mr. LaSalle.
Have not met. Ms. Queenan, Troy, and myself did participate in a function across the river in the town of Merrimack with the congressional delegation as well as the commissioner of the EPA from Washington. And with respect to the PFOA situation, and it was a photo op, but we got our point across and participated, so that was good.
They said, yeah, we understand, but we're not doing anything.
No, I mean, there is money in the infrastructure bill. If you watch the news, there's two things going on. One's the infrastructure bill, which has wide bipartisan support. The other is the thing that would fundamentally change America. And that does not have bipartisan support, but there is money in the infrastructure bill and for this sort of problem. And, I think it's a matter of time when that passes. The other one hopefully will not, but that's my own personal opinion. But that's where we stand.
Perfect. Thank you.
Next.
And Budget Committee, as Troy has stated, we've met a couple of times and just going over the budget and getting feedback from them. We're going to meet again Thursday. We should finish up this week. The big ones are this week, police and fire, and then we'll go into the voting process. That's about it. Okay.
That's it.
Should I open it up for public input again? There's nobody here. So
No one up there?
no sense in doing, no. Very well. In that case, we do have an item, two items in non-public. And again, we'll put the cheaters on so we get the numbers and the letters right. One is under RSA-91-A:32C, reputation, and the other one is RSA-91-A:321, legal matters. With that, we'd like to entertain a motion to go into non-public session.
So move.
Motion by Mr. LaSalle.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lynch. All those in favor, Mr. LaSalle?
Aye.
Ms. Queenan?
Aye.
Mr. Lynch?
Aye.
I am also an aye. Motion carries 401. We will return into public section only for the purposes of adjourning.
That's it.
So with that being said, everyone have a great night, and we will see you soon.